The Retail Food Safety Regulatory Association Collaborative is pleased to present you with the Food Code Adoption Toolkit. This living resource, housed on the Collaborative's website, provides a repository of information that can be used by decision makers across the United States to assist in their efforts in adopting the most recent version of the FDA's Model Food Code. This video will provide a demonstration of the toolkit and the ways in which its contents could be used to assist jurisdictions in their quests to adopt, update, and implement the most current science-based regulations to help protect the retail food supply in their communities. The first thing you see at the top of the page is a map which provides a visual record of statutory adoption of the FDA Food Code at the state level. The map contains data for all 50 states and includes Washington, D.C. And as the Collaborative's work continues, we intend to add even more detail to this map, provide information on tribal, territorial, and local jurisdictions. This map can be a great comparison tool to see where your state or jurisdiction stands on food code adoption. Take a look at where your state stands in comparison to neighboring states and to states with similar governmental structures. You can also compare it to states with similar populations. You can see specific citations if you'd like to look further into the rules and regulations in that area. Scrolling down a bit past the map, you will find a few paragraphs describing the toolkit and a brief overview of how to use the kit. At the top right are quick links. These may be useful to you as the toolkit is comprehensive in its contents. To easily find what you're looking for, use these buttons. You'll also note that in each section there is a Back to the Top button, where you can easily navigate to these quick links. We'll first navigate to the background section. Here you will find a link to FDA's current Food Code Adoption Report, a report that describes adoption of the FDA Model Food Code across the U.S. and in its territories. Use this report to see where your jurisdiction stands on food code adoption. As you are probably aware, some states have multiple agencies responsible for regulating retail food safety. This may mean there are multiple versions of the food code in each state. You can use this toolkit and the FDA's Food Code Adoption Report to identify the nuances in your state. Also in this section are links to pages and documents that provide valuable background information. You can find links to helpful food code guides and information on the voluntary national retail food regulatory program standards. Keep in mind, for those jurisdictions enrolled in the program standards, adopting one of the two most recent versions of the FDA Food Code can help you come into compliance with this Standard 1 regulatory foundation. This section can provide a great deal of background into the FDA Model Food Code and can serve as a wealth of supporting information for why adopting the food code can advance food safety practices in your jurisdiction. The next section contains a link to a PDF on the benefits associated with food code adoption. This document is provided by FDA and can be used as a persuasive tactic for the decision makers in your jurisdiction to understand at a high level what some of the benefits of adoption are. Several cross-cutting benefits for government and industry are listed in the document as it highlights the why behind the food code. Some of the points made in the document can be used to support food code adoption amongst industry members, highlighting benefits such as the food code ensures food safety regulations reflect the most current science available and evolve to reflect new science and knowledge, emerging technologies, and to remain current with other federal laws. And the food code provides effective controls as a means of reducing the risks of foodborne illness within retail establishments, thus protecting consumers and industry from potentially devastating health consequences and financial losses. This can be used as a very persuasive tool in arguing for the case of food code adoption. Additional persuasive documents can be found in the next section, Statements of Support. We have compiled and continue to gather letters of support, policy statements, and testimonies on food code adoption. You can use these letters to see which organizations and agencies support food code adoption and why. This section of the toolkit is frequently updated with new letters and testimonials. Imagine how impactful obtaining a stack of letters of support could be to your quest to update the regulations in your community. These resources are intended to be downloaded and used at will. We hope you find them useful. Speaking of resources, this next section includes many resources that you might find helpful as you seek out scientifically sound information that supports the food code. These are publications that contain valuable information that support the current science of food safety. You can find information here on allergens, safe refrigeration temperatures, information on norovirus, certified food managers, food safety management systems, and much more. You can use these resources to support your decision to adopt the most recent version of the FDA Model Food Code, citing scientifically sound articles and research that support the science of food safety. Some additional resources for support are listed in the second to last section. These include items such as virtual training and information on the Food Code reference system and kitchen manager certifications. There are also links to educational materials and websites that provide further information. This list is always growing, and we hope to continue to add new and valuable resources frequently. If you need more support or aren't finding what you're looking for, you can always reach out to the collaborative by emailing us at contact@retailfoodsafetycollaborative.org, and we'll be happy to assist. While this toolkit is ever growing and will be populated with more information and resources as time goes on, we invite you to share your feedback on this toolkit. Please see the last section and give it a rating. Does it meet your needs? Are the resources helpful? Perhaps there's something that's missing. Please tell us what you think. This is a collaborative effort, and we welcome your feedback, suggestions, and additions to this toolkit. Thank you for checking out the Collaborative's Food Code Adoption Toolkit. We look forward to consistently making updates and improvements to it with your help.